let me ask you this. I mean, you've been doing the rodeo thing for a long time, and you've been ranching your whole life as well. Is there one that you prefer, one or the over? I mean, do you like ranching more? Do you like rodeo more, or do you like the way they kind of interchange with each other?
I really like the way they intertwine with each other. The only thing I'll say is for the day working and ranching, I love getting to do that because you're always around your friends or people that want you there, and
Mm-hmm.
when you set out going to gather a pasture or work something, everybody's got your back, or they better have it. That I would hate to be on a crew where they're like, "Oh, he's in a bind. Let's just have a beer. Let him start
Yeah.
out."
Yeah.
You know, that's probably my favorite thing about it is I'm always not too far from home, or you're working your place or somebody else's, and they're really there for you. Rodeo, and you've got to go around and meet good people. There's some people out there that take advantage of you, but at the end of the day, there's nothing like making a large sum of money in a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're always going somewhere new, and there's new places, and you see things that most people don't see, or the restaurants to go to when you go to a town or something. And then the good thing about rodeoing versus day working, sort of like when you're playing high school football, it's what can you do for me that day, and you get the glory that day, whether you make a good run on the bad steer or you win the rodeo. Versus day working, you're just hanging out trying to fit in and get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're on the practice team.
Yeah, on the practice team.
What's your favorite rodeo?
My favorite rodeo would be Angelo because it's right here, and there's no place like your hometown where you have the people you're lined up right there, and they're over the top of you, and they're cheering for you. I can't, like this year, my first round, I'm trying to be serious and get the job done, and there's 100 people trying to tell me hello, and you start out, you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then you're like, "I'm here to do a job," and you're trying to be serious, and obviously that did not work. This year I had a no time. But the second day I was like, "Well, I know I'm here for a reason today. It's all or nothing. I'm having a good time. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you." And it works out great. And I guess it just depends on the situation there if you want to be serious or happy, but I have a lot more luck with happy.
Sterling and I were being told that the San Angelo rodeo is a lot like it's the closest rodeo to being the feel of being in the NFR.
It would be really close with the stockyards isn't very big either up there at Fort Worth, the little building. It's damn sure not a place you want to be late at. You either want to be in the barrier or you want to break the barrier. Being late is terrible.
Yeah. Outside of Angelo, what's like a unique rodeo that you like going to?
My favorite circuit rodeo of the year, hands down, has to be Los Fresnos, Texas. Every day, it's right there by South Padre Island. It's literally 10 miles from South Padre. During the day, you can go over to South Padre and hang out. At night, when you actually, they're the only ones, really, 2 hours before, they have dinner ready. And they feed you everything from enchiladas to what they call low country shrimp bowl, which is, they like cook a whole pot of shrimp, potatoes. It's the hardest part is knowing whether to go and eat and hang out before or after you get done. And then 3/4 of the way through the rodeo, in the far on the back right side, on the corner of the arena, they have a band. They just start playing.
Really?
They halfway through they do an intermission. Everybody goes, gets them a beer. Then they come back. The band starts playing literally while they're calf roping and everything, and they're still doing the rodeo. And then after, they'll serve the cowboys free beer till 2:00 in the morning. 2:00 in the morning, they have like Kevin. I've hung out with Kevin Fowler there. I mean, every time I go down there, it's a great time.
Well, I think we know which one we're going to next.
Yeah, I think we need to visit that one.
Yes, sir.
I like the free beer aspect and,
I mean,
and the great food.
Yeah, you ever gone to any in the West Coast or any up north?
Those California rodeos are really fun. I really, I had such a good time. I lost a wrestling match out there one time, but they're really good. The women are beautiful. The atmosphere is great. One time we entered out there and we rode for 2 days in a truck out there. We leave Red Bluff and we are headed to Corpus Christi, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I've never wanted to get out of a truck so bad in my life. And we had to be there in like a day and a half. Like, it was no joke. We left Red Bluff. But those are great rodeos, big, long scores, and run them down. And sure enough, cowboying. But,
Yeah.
you know, that cowboying stuff can get you in a bind if you aren't watching out.
Yeah. So was it your dad or your granddad that taught you how to throw down steers?
Oh, from the time I grew up, it was a family function every day. I love my granddad because he was like, whatever you're gonna do, it's all or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was really hard on me too. Probably the greatest thing my granddad was always like, 99% of the things that happen you caused. And one thing that's made me really tough is like sometimes, whether it was a good run, everybody'd celebrate, but if a steer went left or if a steer went right, like, they weren't like, oh, well, that's too bad. They were like, get around it and get a time. Like, that doesn't stop you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the greatest thing he ever did. But it was a family, everybody, all hands on deck. We had me, H, and Jimmy, and then somebody to open the gate. And we could literally do every event. And it was lights out 100% every day.
Really?
Yes, sir.
How many? I mean, were you pretty stacked up on horses growing up, or were y'all practicing every day?
Every day. My granddad loved to watch the horses work, whether it's team roping, calf roping.
Mm-hmm.
He loved calf roping because he was really a calf roper, and then loved bulldogging. And up until I was in college, from the time I was born, you had Steve Duhon, and there was the top 30 in the world steer wrestling there every day during San Angelo and these winter rodeos.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that nobody's ever going to get to see again because, like, they're not going to line these rodeos up like they used to. I think in the Northwest it happens a little bit, but I mean, for a month, you literally could run as many steers as you wanted to. When they got done, they would eat, then go varmint hunting. It was the best. I had the best place growing up to practice anybody could want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were saying during the San Angelo's rodeo that the times that they had set up for this year and the American were clashing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that made it difficult for a lot of people to either pick one or the other.
Yeah, it sure looked that way to me whenever we didn't have a full perf my set. We didn't even get to see the whole herd in our pen, but I mean, I can't blame them going to compete for $1 million and then versus, I mean, Angelo adds a ton of money, and what's the great thing about Angelo is it's the last major rodeo in the winter that adds as much money as it does, and they take everybody. When you're the champ at Angelo, you beat everybody that has a card. It's really an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so when you do those things, you just got to take it as they roll and pick which way you want to go. And used to wasn't the American was in March, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just started that deal. It's still been going on for like less than 10 years. About 20, maybe it was like 2015, 2016 when they started it.
I think I just got
maybe
in
it's
college.
Maybe it's right at 10 years. That's a pretty goal. And haven't you entered in that one a handful of times?
I've entered a bunch in it. I've made it to the 10-man round at the American. I didn't get out of that. I didn't exactly have the best steer, but it's sure enough an experience.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that?
I loved every minute of it. In the 15-man round or the 20-man round, the competitors compete. I've got Matt Reeves Hazen, my good buddy Cody Jane. I'm in the box, and this is like make or break it here on whether I make it back. my buddy here, he's like, horse ain't right. Horse ain't right. And my horse Turbo is an amazing horse. I got her from Brian and Lisa Anderson. They're some of the greatest people I know in the world. She won't get right. I finally was like, damn it, get right. The camera's on me, everything. He just starts laughing. We both are like, okay, we probably need to settle down and run this steer and get away from here. Finally nodded, 4 flat, made it back. But just the moment of having the will to be like, to just make an outburst and melt down and then go right back to it was funny. Cody still laughs about that.
When my dad was college rodeo, and it wasn't his horse. There was I can't remember the nickname they had for this guy. Maybe his name was Tinker.
Mm-hmm.
And Tinker had a horse that everybody used to dog on, and you had to back into the box with a baseball bat. And once you nodded, you just let go of the baseball bat. Then you'd go dog your steer.
Hope the start wasn't fast.
But that's the way. I mean, that's the way he always told it. And like, he had pictures of him, like guys backed up in the box holding a little baseball bat. But the reason for that was because I guess the horse respected the bat more than the cowboy, and that was how they were able to get settled down.
Well, you know, them horses are a lot like people. I'd rather listen than take a little pain trying to learn.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good bull right there. I like that stuff.
Yes, sir. Marty Eakin, he had one. He'd get off and walk him in the box on foot, the paint horse, lead him around, back him in there, then get on him, and he could nod. Couldn't ride him in the box.
Really?
Yeah. And I think he made the college finals doing that.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Can't knock a guy for making it work.
I'm telling you.
No excuses there.